Hello, everyone. Welcome to Women in Web3 podcast that celebrate the inspiring stories of women who are shaping the future of technology. I am your host, Kenneth Chu, and in each episode, we will interview one of the women in Web3 where they are doing incredible work in blockchain, NFT, metaverse, and much more. As someone who is passionate about diversity and inclusion in tech, I created this podcast to showcase the achievement and challenges of women who are making waves in the industry. My goal is to inspire more women to get involved and help to build a world that is more equitable and inclusive for everyone. In this episode of Women in Web3 podcast, I'm very happy to introduce our guest, Una Wang, who is the founder and CEO of LingoAI, focusing on cross-language AI LLM translation and multilingual content generation. She holds a data privacy and technology certification from Harvard University and has extensive experience in smart product design and virtual reality technology development, including successful development of virtual reality application. She is also delegated to Web3 blockchain skill-based training, leveraging Web3 to empower AI LLM, pre-training, fine-tuning governance, and democratization with the aim of creating a sustainable development ecosystem that helps individual businesses and institutions transit in the AI era. So without further ado, let us welcome Una. Hi, Una.
Hi, Kenneth.
Thank you.
How
Thank
are
you. Good
you?
morning. Yeah, I'm very good. So thank you for accepting the invitation to come and share with us your experience in Web3, and you are also thriving in this very amazing space, right? So before we start, right, there's a tradition that every guest get to answer the question of the day posted by the previous guest before we can officially start the show. So
Mm,
are you ready to answer the question of the day posted by the
yes.
previous guest? Okay, so let me bring up the question of the day posted by the previous guest is what is the technology that you think that will bring in mass adoption? So I repeat again, what is the technology that you think will bring in mass adoption to Web3? So do you need some time to think about it or you have the answer now?
Yeah, I think I got some ideas about the answer. Yeah, so in the Web3 industry, a lot of people will think about the blockchain or crypto, but they have to make sure the own value of what is a crypto for the use, for the use case, and what is the technology they will use for the chain, the public chain. But for me, it's like the most important thing in Web3 is data ownership. So if you look step back to 2007, you will see the technology in Web3 is already there. It's about semantic web and ontology for giving back the data ownership to each user. So I would say the most important part is semantic web. And the other thing is blockchain for sure, because it's the value transfer layer for like your the monetized value, and but sometimes it's slow. Yeah, so I think the most important, if you really want to go for the Web3 industry and you really follow, get something big, and you have to look back this and really do some research about semantic web. You see, it's amazing. Yeah.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much for answering the question of the day. And now we can kickstart with the show. But before we move in, right, will you be able to give a very simple explanation what is semantic web, especially for those who are listening for the first time?
Semantic web is founded by the founding father of World Wide Web. And he has a very big dream and a very good mission about the wide a web of data. That means a web of data can be shared and traded with other the community or the business because they can share all their data. And but unfortunately, nobody do that and nobody believe that because centralized platform have their own data and they can use the data to monetize. That's why we have so many giant tech company like Facebook or Google. Yeah. So semantic web, they're using the text. They can make the machine readable data. That means the data can be readable by the machine and by the human, so that you can interact with the data. So our web today, Web 2, they're using the semantic web to read our human interactions, and they will build out the web that we can interact. Yeah. So there's a technology and also some coding space there. So um, you can search in the internet. So it's a long history, and if we look at that, you can see that they can do a lot of about the data ownership. So that depends on how the coders or the engineers do that. Yeah.
Wow, wow. I think that is also eye-opening, right? That you mentioned that semantic web in fact exists like in what we call the Web 1.0, right? It should be in that way. But in when the big tech company comes in, right, where what we call Web 2, they are keeping all that data and information to themselves, which is more centralized. And now in Web 3, we are opening up to people again, right? Like to
Yes.
decentralize. So
Yeah.
thanks a lot for sharing. And I think a lot of people will be very interested in what is your background, like how did you get started, what were you doing before you were in Web3, and how did you get started in Web3?
Yeah. Actually, I worked for 3 years about like educational technology. So we are doing the multi-language training platform, and from starting that, I found it's very interesting to gather all the people from all the world, and we can connect the people. And we are doing the platform that connect the different people like who are Chinese and they want to learn like German, and we can use the AI algorithm to match other people that they can teach or they want to learn. Yeah. So from startup, it's very interesting that you can have a deep conversation with those people what they need from all the world. Yeah, so I have been in Web3 industry for like not uh, like 2 years. Yeah, so I would say this is a very amazing technology that can connect other people because they have language barriers, and sometimes and the centralized platform also um, ban them because in China you cannot use Facebook, and in Russia you cannot use WeChat. So there's barriers for the technology and for the language. So that's why I would say I'm very interested by using this. Interested, yeah. So also, the large language models like AI industry come out in this year, and it's very popular for using the content generation or the audio recognition, and especially in the translation. So we will have an idea about how we can use AI and Web3 to really bridge the language barriers. So that's where I start. Yeah, so LingoAI is using AI and Web3 to bridge the language barriers, and we bridging all the languages in this world, and we let people embrace AI so that they can bring them the efficient lives, and they can earning some income, and there's a decentralized platform, so no agency will take the money from them. Yeah, so that's about Lingo AI. and I used to be an engineer. Yeah,
Wow. So what type of engineer were you?
mechanical
Mm.
engineer.
So why did you started in that? Is that also the reason why you, because you understand the whole engineering part of AI, the machine learning and all that? Is it because of your engineering background, or is just a pure interest, and also now is the hype of AI?
Uh, yeah, I would say I will interested in the AI part of the result. Yeah,
Mm,
I'm not seeing myself as a coding person that will sit there, and I found that's very interesting to communicate with people. Yeah,
mm.
who image about the technology. So I know that once I do research, I will fastly know what will happen. Yeah, so that's why we can use the different technologies combination like Web3 and AI. Mm.
Mm. I think that is also very interesting, and that is also because of your interest, right? Your passion, right, in different languages and using AI to basically bridge people, regardless of their languages, right? Whether do I know Mandarin, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, I'm able to communicate and understand them, because now with the internet, right, there's no barriers at all, but there's one big barrel, which is language, right? And not everyone is like you and a lot of my friends who are like talented. You can speak multiple languages. I have like one friend that can speak five languages. She can speak English, Chinese, Russian, Japanese, Korean, right?
Mhm.
She can speak these five languages like self-taught, but not everyone is as
Yeah,
talented as her as multilingual, right?
yeah.
So that's why I find it fascinating. When I first met you over at a networking session, and when you talk about AI, I was like, okay, AI. A lot of people are using AI, but when you use AI in languages, that's where the birth of Lingo AI, and it's really bridging people, bridging languages. And I think a lot of time when we travel, right, we wish that we can speak the native language there, but a lot of time it's hard. Even like myself, right, I learned Japanese, I learned to intermediate, but when you talk about spoken language, spoken Japanese, so like it's totally different from you reading it, from you writing it, and even what you learn, right, is more of what they call the proper, the traditional, the more polite way of Japanese, where normal Japanese day to day, they don't speak in that way, right? So I
Yes,
think it's also hard. Even you learn, even my friend who have been learning Korean for 7 years, now she can speak fluently, but just because she has traveled to Korea many times, because the environment. So when you shared about Lingo AI, and imagine in future, right, this podcast may be in English, but our audience may be listening it in Chinese, right? Or in the
yeah,
language that they are having. So it's not just dubbing, it's just also the accuracy also, because AI can start to learn. And for you, right, what you are doing is also bridging the human part and also the tech part, right?
yes.
Maybe can you share a bit about that?
Yeah, so you can imagine that for this video, the podcast, people they're left to hear our voice, but if they are not going to understand English or the Chinese, and they're from like Middle East, so they can listen to their own language. They can choose. And after that, if you have already generated your videos and you post it in the social media platform, you can transcribe into the different languages into which customers you want to reach. Yeah. So this is just a technology that we can bring to the real use case. But um, before that, we know that a lot of people they read contents like in the documents and read a lot of articles, and but sometimes they want to hear more. They want to reach out more customers or the audience who know about them. So they can use AI. they can use ChatGPT, right? But ChatGPT has a very good translation from other languages into English. But they cannot do very well in translating English to any other languages because they don't have enough data set of minority languages. So when you use ChatGPT, you will feel, okay, English is good, but if I translate into like Bahasa Indonesia, they will just blur. Yeah, so you will see it's a hallucination. It's not the result you want. Yeah, so the large language models have that. Some flaws that the people cannot really trust. So LingoAI is going to make up. We will use the Web3 technology like a semantic web, just I mentioned, and ontology to make the specific domain and minority languages more factual if they used for the translation. Yeah, so large language models is not just for translation, but for multi-task processing. Like you can ask any like news and what happened in this industry, but sometimes the lack of the language and the lack of the factual knowledge and the use of very old data, they're not updated. So you find, I won't use it anymore because Google is better than that. Yeah, so Web3 technology, the ontology and semantic web will always make up that. But I think currently, if you see Web3, they will see most about blockchain and crypto. But blockchain and crypto is also very important because when the people, but the other problem I forgot to mention is the data set is not enough, especially in the special domain and the minority languages. Yeah, because it's very hard to gather that. Well, I am Chinese and can speak two languages, but I'm speak any other languages, so I'm not unless I'm not able to gather all the. So Web3 community can help. That means all the people they can contribute to do the translation, post editing, and eventually they will get a very well documents there, and we will use the domain like knowledge and data to train the model. Yeah, but the people will get the rewards better, like tokens, but Lingo tokens. Yeah, so this is built on the blockchain technology. Yeah, so it's very important. So there's no agency, and you don't have to access to the bank. Yeah, so they will get the rewards immediately. This will encourage the community from all over. All the people in the community will do the translation. They are willing to help. Yeah, so after doing that, so we will train all the data size. That means we have the minority language data size, and we have already got the algorithm in the large language models. So we will do the fine tuning. Eventually, we will get a very knowledgeable and more factual large language models in specific domain, and they can speak any languages. Yeah, so these large language models can be used by all the business that they can do, especially for the trading business, education, and medical. Yeah. So if you see, it's very amazing, but we will see it's nothing to do with individual because I just want to translate my documents, all of my voice or my videos. And yeah, so large language can help because they have the enough data size and you can access to the video transcript by using that models. That means your videos can be transcribed into the different languages, very accurate, and they will match with the nuances. And also the dubbing like technology is also good for the people. That's for the machine learning industry that we will combine like techniques to make sure that you can what you want. Yeah. So eventually other people will connect by using this, and we will empower all the platforms like Facebook or the business who want expanding their business into the different countries. They need the language localization. They need the culture, local culture, and they need to get in. Yeah, so this really helped them.
Yeah, I think the more you share, right, the more things I can have in mind that visualize, right, how Lingo AI can be a game changer for a lot of, especially content creator like me. So I put a lot of content out, but if let's say I want to go to another platform like Xiaohongshu, right, I will
Yes.
not be able, which is a Chinese, more Chinese dominated
Mm-hmm.
platform where
Mm-hmm.
you need to translate, right, and some of us, like for Singaporean, we are English educated. So although we can speak Chinese, right, but written Chinese and spoken Chinese is very different. So I think with Lingo AI, we can put everything, and everything will just automatically translate to Chinese or whatever languages that we want. And even like you talk about, like my content here, right, I don't have to do additional thing. Everything that I say in this podcast, right, if I repurpose it and put it as a short form video content on Xiaohongshu, it will be automatically being dubbed in Chinese in the I would say
Yes.
the more accurate
Yes.
Chinese dubbing, right, or
Yes.
even the transcription, or
Mm-hmm.
even the content that is being written, being on the post. I think everything will be seamless. Is that what I'm seeing? That
Yes.
Lingo AI can come in, and that means everything we do, right, as long with a click of button, we can get everything being translated, or even optimized
Mm-hmm.
for the platform, like even for YouTube content creator, right? So
Yes.
instead of like this YouTuber called Mr. Beast, where he has to spend money to get real people to dub for
Mm-hmm.
all his channel, like he has in, I think, in Mexican, Spanish, all different languages, right? But instead of him spending so much, he can save so much by using Lingo AI to really do that. And I think the other part that I see that Lingo AI is playing a part is also building that Web3 community of people who are contributing in translating or even transcribing whatever that means contributing to input more data of translation, so that they can learn, the AI can learn and basically produce more accurate kind of transcription, dubbing, and all that. So I think this is something that is a ecosystem, right? Like what Lingo AI, and I see that will this be a API for different software, different companies that you are looking at?
Yes. Yes. We will provide the API for the software companies or IT team in the business
Mm,
companies. Yeah. So they will use those API to help them because they have the requirements. Yeah.
mm,
Sometimes very hard because the data is really important, but it's really
mm.
hard to
Yeah,
to gather. Yeah, because
because
the
the data collection, right?
yeah,
Mm,
high quality data and the minority languages data. Yeah, Web3 is one of the best way I could see today can be really contribute to the AI data training. Yeah.
mm,
So those people, in our community, they can really contribute and they can get the rewards by the tokens. And, this is really important for some people that in some, very poor city or the countries, at least they can earn some incomes for their families. So it's not a bad thing for them.
mm,
It's really it's really helpful for them. Yeah, they sometimes they need some part-time job, and sometimes they just need a job, and they won't at least they can speak two languages. They are bilingual. They know what the languages they are going to translate and to
mm.
do post editing. Yeah, so ecosystem. You're right. It's a very good ecosystem for other people. They are willing to learn about AI. Yeah, they are
Mm.
using AI tools and they are contribute their talent,
Yeah.
rich talent. Yeah.
Mm. I think eventually, because you are gathering all these people who know different languages, right, contributing, right, you are also building a community, a global community, which why they want to contribute, because ultimately where Lingo AI really happens, right,
Mm-hmm.
this community that you have built, right, they can understand each other already,
Mm-mm.
right? They,
Yes,
because
exactly.
they may be by Bahasa Indonesia, maybe Thai, right? So
Yes,
like now in the community they can't communicate maybe
yes.
with English, but now with Lingo AI being fully implemented or even having the best version, I think they will be able to communicate, and then this will also spread out and have a ripple effect. So this is what this is why I was so fascinated when you share with me, because I can see the vision. I mean, immediately feel that it's a game changer, and that's why I invited you to be on my podcast. So having said that, right? Yeah, having said that, right? I would like to ask you this question, which is from me, which is
Mm-hmm.
why did you accept my invitation to be my guest on the Women in Web3 podcast? Because we only met for the first time in the event, and then some random guy came to you, introduced himself, talking that he's a man being hosting a Women in Web3 podcast. So you might be like having all these questions, why is he doing this? And ultimately, in the end, you decided to accept the invitation to be my guest. So can I know like why do you accept my invitation in the first place, knowing that a man is hosting this Women in Web3 podcast?
I found it's very interesting when you told me that you are the you're holding a podcast for women in Web3. Yeah. So for the first time we went, we talk a lot about Web3 and
Yeah.
AI. Yeah. So you really inspire me about how those people can really need AI and Web3. Yeah. So I think uh, for a man that can be doing community or some association about women is really interesting. He must have some story about this. Yeah, so you told me you have worked for a marketing
Yeah.
company for
Mm-mm.
around 20 years. Oh,
Mm-mm.
yeah. So you can help those like women who are really interested in to sharing their information, and they can get some benefits from the association. As I think it's very interesting. So and you're really a listener. Yeah, good listener that you can listen from what I talk about Web3 and AI. Yeah, it really important is in Web3 industry.
Mm.
There's some people that you can see very many like men there, and only the women they're doing marketing.
Mm.
It's like they're doing their branding and they're doing the business development. So less women are the founders or like in they have some new good ideas that they can
Mm.
be implement. Yeah, so I I will see that you is really that you can empower the woman in this industry. Maybe for what we are sharing can really inspire those women. Mm, if they are not in the Web3 industry, they know that women can be a really game changer. They and in any
Mm.
industry, not just for in Web3, right? Yeah. So you have a good experience, and also this podcast will really inspire people that men also can do the very good marketing, and women can also a good leader in this industry. So can be inspired. Yeah.
Wow, wow, you really get me, because I think despite us only know each other for like maybe like 2 3 weeks now from now, we only spoke a few times. You really get where I why I'm why am I doing what I'm doing, and also the purpose of this Women in Web3 podcast, because I don't really see someone really educating or really putting out information. The most important thing is to showcase and spotlight female founders like you, women in Web3, women who are in tech. Like for you, you are in engineering with your background, and then now in tech, being a female founder for an AI company, AI tech company. I think this is like never have people known of, but now with this podcast, right? People know Una, which is the co-founder of this AI tech startup, right? And what you're doing is also a game changer because of your experience, because of you seeing the problem, you want to address that problem. And I, like I told you when we first met, right? You are solving one of the biggest barrel where nobody dares to do it. Even in the past, without AI, I think it's quite challenging or almost impossible. But I think with AI, with the data collection that you're doing, and you thought of the human aspect and also the technical aspect, which is maybe that's where women can come in to contribute, right?
Mm,
Because women can sympathize, can feel, and women are very good community builders,
yes.
right? So that's why I think women can bring in the other 50% where male tech founders may not be able to contribute on that, the
Yeah.
humanity part. So
Mm,
I think you really showcase that that women can have it all. You can have the tech part, the engineering part. You can also have the human part where you are combining what we call human tech. I don't know whether you have heard before human tech. That
mm,
means technology that is bridging human together.
mm,
So
mm.
this is where you are coming from, and it's also impactful, right? Your startup basically cover all areas that I'm very passionate about, and I feel that that's why I have 6 years ago I had this vision that women are the change maker of the economy, and you are just one of
Yes.
the many women change maker. So having said that,
Mm,
right, that also brings us to the topic. I know we have dived deep a lot into Lingo AI, why I'm so fascinated, and I personally want to contribute in any way, because this is going to bridge everyone, even to bring this web women in Web3 podcast to the next level. Me imagine that women in Web3, it can reach out to women in all different languages, right? So that's why the topic of this episode, right, is Web3 and AI unleashed, because we have speak so much about Lingo AI. We talk about the potential of AI, and I believe that this year we have a lot of things on AI ever since ChatGPT came out. But like both of us, we know, right? AI has existed way before that. Just that ChatGPT has put it on the public lens. That now more people are aware of it. But what would you say is happening now in the AI space as a whole, to give everyone a quick insight about what is happening in the AI space?
Yeah. So if you look at the AI industry for this year, you will see there's a ChatGPT, yeah, from OpenAI, and this leading to the huge boom in this world for any institution or research institution. They are developing their large language models in the different places. That only some places they have enough. Uh, the funding that they can train the model, because for AI, especially large language models, they are using a lot of data, tremendous amounts of the data, and they will to do some research about the algorithm, and which are using like mathematics or like technique, some ways, and then they will like use 80% of the money to do the computing. Yeah, so they will use the computing power to do the training and then generate the results. So it's a really fascinating industry. If we see it's really we can get a use case that we can translate every day by using ChatGPT, and we can ask anything into ChatGPT, and the result is really like we can talk to the human. It's like we can talk to the human, but sometimes it's just you can just listen to that and you can just see and forget that. Don't be a reference. So yeah, so from this you will see Hugging Face is an open source platform for all the large language models there for different modes of the large language models, like or voice or the videos. Yeah, so there's all the open source there, and people can really know that what technology has already achieved now, and other companies, they can use the open source large language models to do their own training. So this is really good because this makes large language models open and inclusive. And but one problem is whether the large language models be explainable. Yeah. So if you see here now, the ChatGPT has already developed into the next generation. It's like image and voice recognition, and they can give you the fast result about your image or the voice questions. Yeah, so this is a large language models like DAL3. You can see it's very popular now. And then Meta, you will see Meta have a lot of large language models, like in focusing on the different modes, like languages. They have they have a large language model called No Language Behind. Yeah, so in LLM, so we can use that for multilingual. So open source is also open source for Meta. So other companies, they can use, they just pay and they can use these large language models to do the training, but it's still very expensive. And yeah, so for now, you will see previously in like past 5 years, other people, they're doing like research in machine learning, deep learning about in the AI field, and also they are doing the algorithm to make sure that you can match with each others, and you can uh, publish or the recommend any like advertisement in your platform. So yeah, so they gather all the data, like Facebook or TikTok or WeChat, all the platform. They use AI machine learning to do that. But now ChatGPT is coming out. So a lot of companies are inspired by these large language models. So in the future, it will be large language models leading this work for any field, like medical, like business, education. Yeah. So those who can really adapt to this technology, that they can lead this industry. And but the problem is its cost is so high, and you have to put so much money on deploying the tokens from large language models. And then some people will also care about whether it's affect the people, human, like all the teenagers. They use like the AI, and sometimes it feel some bad impact for the people. So yeah, so all the giant companies, leaders like Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg, and they are having a meeting in US. Yes, so they appeal to like stop training AI, training large language models, because it's very dangerous. Because centralized AI is very dangerous because they gather all the data, especially your medical data, your health data. If the bad people, they take advantage of using those data, and they will have a very bad result you cannot imagine. So some people will encourage don't train any large language models in the future, but no one can stop that. Yeah, because the technology is already there, and investors in this industry has already invested so much money to do the large language models developing, because they know it's a trend. Yeah, so in the future, maybe robotics, by using large language models, they will have a very, like they can be like human, and they can replace human. So that's why the UNESCO also care about AI technology fast growing in this year, and they generate report to let company know that how AI is good or the bad for the people. And if you train the data and you make sure that the data is not very like sensitive, and you have to keep the data confidential, but no one can make sure that your data is from public or from like you using the different way to gather all those data. Yeah, so we will see that for any companies they have those knowledge, they will continue to do that. Yeah, but the other side is our world will be changed by those technologies because they can use that for increase the efficiency. They can get a very fast result, and also for the decentralized things, there's no agency, and nobody can get your money, take away money.
I think whatever you shared just now, right? The whole space that's happening, that what the governments are doing, UNESCO is doing. It seems like some movie scenes, right? Like some of the tech futuristic movie that we are having, like the robots, the realistic robots or androids that we have been seeing, right? Or even like what we are seeing it's much more, right? It's much more. Even now we have cars that can driveless with Tesla and all that. And like even I know that in China they have cars, right, that can respond. They have AI embedded inside. They talk to the AI and ask the AI, okay, bring me to this place, tell me what's the weather. It's like they are really communicating with the robot, right, that's inside. So that is the future to come. So having said that, right, I think with any kind of new innovation, right, or any new creation or new technology, it bound to have the good and bad, right? And now we are now seeing the potential harm that it will do, like when internet comes out, right? There's good and bad.
Mm-mm,
Like even any invention of the airplane, even the invention of a knife,
mm-mm,
invention of a car, it can be good, it can be from bad. But I
mm,
think it's down to the humanity part, right? Like how are you going to use this? Is it AI for good? Like now recently there's a lot of like metaverse for good, AI for good, NFT for good, right? So there's always all these initiatives that's pushing to educate people on how to use it. But nevertheless, in the world, there's always good and bad. There's always people who want to use it for their own. There are people who want to use all this technology for good, for more people, to help more people. So I think this is a constant debate. I think it's a collective effort, like what you mentioned, right? Like you have shared with us, like what is happening in AI space, what is going to happen, and how is it going to change our lifestyle. That
mm-mm,
every single one of us, like how internet had allowed both of us to even converse or even talk on this podcast, this live stream, right? And at the same time, this would also be translated, right? Next time it may not, like that day. Someone was sharing with me that imagine, right, next time when you watch this, right, you are not watching it on the flat screen,
mm-mm.
watching in with a headset. You can feel that Una and me is just right in front of you,
Yeah.
like in the real space, right? So this is going to change the whole ballgame is going to change. I think the whole technology is going to bring us to the next level. But I think the key thing that I take away from what you share, right, is efficient, right? And lesser time, so we can spend more time in doing what we love to do. So thanks a lot for sharing what's the whole AI space, and you have really open up people's lens in understanding that. So now I will want to change gear, and now focusing on you, and also to talk about the challenges. So what would you say are the common challenges of women facing in the Web3 space, and have you personally experienced any, and how, if so, how have you overcome them?
Mm, yeah. So in the Web3 industry, I would see a lot of challenges are the same as in Web2 industry. Yeah. because Web3 is a very forefront technology industry, and other things that changed is not the same as like Web3, like your mindset. Yeah. So in Web3, it's like we change the productivity, and we change the inclusivity. That means all the people in Web3, they're inclusive. And just for example, like in Web2, other people, like individuals, they are not able to join any like investing like actions, and they're not going to have a good education because of the different economic situation in different places. But in Web3, we should appeal that other people, they have the same right. They can get a good education, and they can invest anything they invest, and they can earn the income from any platform as long as they contribute. And it depends on how much work they have contributed. But in Web3, it's not like that. And also in Web3, just like I have mentioned a lot of times, this centralized platform. So other people that their data has already taken by the giant companies like Meta or like the WeChat, and your data is under the supervision. Yeah, there. So in the Web3, the first challenges is we need to let people know this is a good technology industry, and they can really help human. Is inclusive. Yeah. So you can change the different way. It's like the relationship between the business and the people is really changed in Web3. You there's no agency. So if you see the blockchain or any other people, they just contribute and they can earn the rewards, and that's it. There it's very fast. But in Web2, a lot of people will say, "Oh, I still have the business model. Like I'm the agency, like a platform, like Grab, that I hire you, and you are the one that can contribute, and I distribute the money to you by using our company rules." Yeah, so that's different. And also for the Web3, each people, if you think of inclusive, you will see you must return the data to each person, data ownership, because data can earn the money. They use your data to earn money for any marketing, like YouTube. They are getting all your data, they analyze, and then you can put the marketing like campaigns or advertisement there, and they will earn money from that. Yeah, so this really make the companies very, very rich. Yeah. So if you return all those data to each person, those company won't exist anymore. Yeah. So there's a research about Facebook. If you return everybody's data to each person, and each person will earn at least 60 USD 1 month. Yeah, that means they use our data to earn money. Yeah, so this is really a new paradigm for Web3 industry. A lot of people maybe they don't know that, but if you know that, it's really hard to implement this thing, because you really return data, and you will face a lot of challenges because you are fighting with those giant companies. Yeah, so that's why LingoAI is going to use the Web3. We want to return all the data from to the persons who can contribute, and they can earn the tokens. We won't be agent anymore, and they can embrace AI tools, technologies, and then just from the point of contributing, and people all the world, they can contribute, and they can really contribute the data to the companies, but you can get the rewards. Yeah, but it's still the Web 2.5. It's not real Web 3 because Web 3 needs a real data ownership return back to each users. Yeah, we also have an ecosystem partner called MetaLife. It's a decentralized platform, a social media platform. That means you use this platform, you post anything, you post article, videos, voices, and then you will get your own token rewards by return back your data contribution because those data are from you, and you post, and everybody that they can see what information you shared, that's a value, and you can get the rewards. For MetaLife, nobody can get our data. That means if you lost your key, your password, nobody can help you because it's your data ownership. So I would see from other part, like in Web3, a lot of people they're developing their own chain, the different layers, and they're doing the different applications. But the real thing is about Web3 ethics. It's inclusive. Yeah, we're totally different from Web2. So you cannot bring any Web2 mindset to Web3 because Web2 is going to evolve Web2. Yeah, so if you're looking at Web3, it's all centralized. I would say it's Web 2.5. It's centralized, in not real decentralized. Decentralized means data ownership. Yeah.
Wow, I think what you mentioned is also like the power goes back to the people rather
Mhm.
than the tech company who are holding and also monetizing from your data. And because all of us are a collective, right? We contribute to Facebook, the content and all that. So it's a co-create platform. But how they are making money is not from us using the platform, but using our data, using our interest, everything through the advertisement, which is like Facebook ads and Instagram ads. I think that is how they make the money. And these are things that I think most people, right, like the masses, right, will not be able to comprehend or even understand. So I think the challenges definitely is really to educate the masses, how they what do you call that, how they can, why is it important to have your data on hand, and how does it benefit you, which is I think the concept of like pay to earn, uh, transcribe to earn, or even learn to earn. The
Mhm.
concept is still very new for a lot of people, that they
Yes.
cannot understand how can I make money by learning, how can I make money by contributing to, or even on social media or posting to earn, right? So I think a lot of people are still not grasping, especially those Gen X, Gen Y, even the millennials are not able to know. But Gen Z, they know it
Mm.
because they play games, they play a lot of metaverse game. They do understand they can play to earn, right? Like Axie Infinity, basically you can play to earn,
Yes. Mhm.
which this concept is very new for a lot of people. So I think the mass adoption part, it will be the challenging part. And that is where my next question, right, is that how can women influence and help in Web3 adoption? Just now you talk about all these challenges, right, the adoption, but how can women come in to influence and help in Web3 adoption?
Mm. I think women should know about the mindset in Web3 in the first place. And because women has the different characters, they will more into humanity side. So they will giving more caring, and they will share about their products can really help people in the Web3. Yeah. So if you are in a very good you have a very good product, let's say play to earn or learn to earn, or like LingoAI proofread to earn, that those people um, can really contribute, and how their contribution can really lead to the product development and how is sustainable way that you can do for the further development. Yeah, so I think women should know the whole image of what is your product is really doing. You have to aware of that. So like for LingoAI, I'm very clear that the people who can contribute any like text, voice, videos, and they share their culture, lifestyle in the community, and they will be a successful like case that they can really have their, they are willing to share. Yeah, then we will think about how to reward them. So along that, I'll see that is sustainable because more and more people they know they can utilize their like lifestyles by using their own languages they share, and some people willing to buy that. It's a clear goal, right? So the people will know, okay, then I will try. And but sometimes, like you said, we don't know why we play can earn tokens. Is that what things behind that can really not right? Yeah, so we have to really. I think more and more women should add some mindset or the educational part in this to let people know what is Web3, and we are going to shift from Web3 world to the Web2 world to the Web3 world. Yeah. So in the first place, we are more caring and we are willing to share what we do very clearly, and then we can help other people. It's like all my partners, they really want to ask some questions, the why and how to do that, because it's totally different in the Web3 industry. So they will do more like educational tutorial for the people. Like we have a World Web3 Alliance, a lot of women there, and they're willing to help. So if you have a product, then you have to take a long time to educate the people that they can adopt your product. Yeah, I would say that's.
Yeah, I think that is a good part. Like you talk about, women love to share, right? And also sharing is caring. And at the same time, women are also great educators, where they can educate the masses about Web3, and even to bridge, right, the gap of like Web2 to Web3, the understanding. I think that is also the reason why like women are natural communicators. You guys would speak, you will share more. That's why even for the CMO, mostly are women, because that is the part, right, to really educate, really reaching out. But I think other than communicating the business side of it, that means what the business is doing, right? I think maybe the CMO or even the female founders can come in to contribute in educating. I think it is to really educating and to make it simple, right? Simple to understand,
Yeah.
and make it more layman. Because now a lot of education that I see out there is too techy,
Mm-mm.
is too deep tech, is too much on the technology part. There's no analogy, and sometimes I think it's a struggle. Sometimes you will see the CTO will say, "Oh, this is too layman. It's totally different. Like blockchain is not as simple as it is." But I think when you make it so difficult, right,
Mm-mm.
it's hard for people to adopt. And whatever that you have innovate, whatever that you have created, right, it
Mm.
cannot be adopted because nobody understand what you are doing, right?
Yeah, exactly for the Web3, like a blockchain, like layer 0, layer 1, layer 2, nobody
Yeah,
knows.
why?
Yeah, why? What
Nobody.
is a
Yeah,
layer 2? And only those persons, tech guru, that they know, wow, it's it's a new technology. It's very amazing, can change things,
yeah.
and they can like Ethereum platform. They are all developing there. So a lot of people know, no, it's nothing to do with me. But if you have a product that know who are your customers, you have to make very simple and clear what is with your what you are going to do. This is. Yeah, but not very people in the technology part. They just
Yeah,
the the customers. They are the users. Yeah.
correct. Yeah, I think it's the same for any creative things, right?
Mm,
Example, if I'm a musician, right, I play the piano and I tell you this key A B C whatever, you
mm,
don't care. I just
mm.
want to listen to the music, right? The end product, right? So
Yes.
that's why we see brands like Starbucks, even McDonald's, they don't tell you that it's NFT. They don't tell you the technology behind it. They told you that collect this. We only have 2,000 of these collectibles for you to collect, and these collectibles are all NFTs, right?
Mm-mm. Yeah.
So they don't have to tell you that it's NFT.
Mm,
Starbucks also don't tell you. They tell you that these are all the stamps that you are collecting, and in the end, whilst you collect all these digital stamps, in the end you can exchange something.
mm,
So I think it's time for all these tech people to really understand the business side of thing, and for mass adoption. I think the key thing, because any technology, right, if it's not mass adopted, right, it's useless, right? Nobody is using it, right? Like
yeah.
like there's a lot of apps, right, in the App Store or even Play Store, right? Nobody is using because you make it so hard for people to understand, and you make it so hard for even for you to market, right,
Yes.
to the audience. So
Yeah.
I think ultimately is, I think women can really influence that part. So I think, having said that, time really flies. I really would love to have more time with you. Maybe we could do a part two to this. But I think let me okay, let me check. Maybe with this question, right, I think it will be good, which is, what do you see the role of women in Web3 playing in shaping the future of businesses and society, especially now with AI? And how can AI unlock more potentials and getting more women on board?
Mm, I think for the women, in terms of what the role they're taking now, so some people they will say, we are doing the marketing, we are doing the product, and I'm from the tech, or I'm just a mom. Yeah, so those different roles of the women, they can all join with AI because now AI is really applied to the different industry, and also a lot of people that they can utilize AI to do more like business, um,
Mm.
um, unless they are at home. It's okay. Yeah. So this is for the woman, like the inclusive AI that all the people they can use, they know how to use and
Mm.
embrace AI. A lot of platforms that are using machine learning, and they can let you simply use. That's really important. So other women that they can, they all, in terms of the coding, that nobody really like coding, especially for the woman. But you can now use
Mm.
that. You can develop your own products by using AI, like Copilot, something like
Mm.
yeah. So this is a really helpful and beneficial for all the people. Um, and then this in terms of the power of the women, it's like you are the leader, you are CMO. We have to
Mm.
let people know what is the really AI or the Web3 can be benefit to the people. Yeah, and you have to make sure the details are really clear and helpful for them, that at least they can join you, or they can know this how what happened in this industry and what is far from the emerging technology that they can use. Yeah, so we are always human in the loop,
Yeah.
cannot left any people that behind, that they are not using AI, or teenagers they can use. Yeah. So, but start from that, um, it has to be educated in
Mm.
this industry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first thing is to really embrace AI, right? Rather than say, oh, AI is going to replace me, AI is going to steal away my job. I think is to really understand and embrace AI first. And from there, right, I think women can even do a lot of things. Women are also creative creatures, also the creation of life. So I think ultimately is also for the future, right? For future generation, even ultimately they have children, their nieces and nephew. I think it's important for women to really embrace and understand AI and Web3. What is the future to come? So thanks a lot for sharing. What do you see the role of women playing? So last but not least, do you have any upcoming project or initiative that you want to share?
Yeah, so we are developing our product for the first prototype in 3 months, and now we're starting our community building. So other people, as long as you are bilingual, you can understand 2 languages, you can join our community. And there's a lot of tasks like the different creators. They are needing your help. A lot of people like Vietnamese, Japanese, they need a lot to do the transcribing and translation. Yeah. So now, last week we have already started our airdrop, the Lingo tokens airdrop for community building. So other people that, as long as you are interested, you can join and you can learn more about AI and Web3. Yeah.
That's that's good. That's good. So so how can they reach out to you guys if they are interested in participating or even to proofread to even contribute?
Yeah, you can join our Telegram or they can join our Discord. Yeah. So you can also connect our LinkedIn official Lingo AI account and also
Mm,
my own account. If you have any like interest or you have any questions or any ideas, we can talk about. Mm.
that's good. That's good. So for those who want to connect with Una or even Lingo AI, you can check out the link the on the ticker. Like you can connect with them on their website, on their Lingo AI technology on LinkedIn, or you can search for Lingo AI. You'll be able to connect with them, or even connect with Una herself. So thanks a lot, Una, for sharing. It has been a really amazing. Like you have shared a lot of golden nuggets. What is inside? What is the AI industry going to do? So now it's your turn, right, for you to pose the question of the day to the next guest. So are you ready with your question of the day?
Mm. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So what is your question?
My question will be, what is the biggest challenge for the female founders you will see?
What is the biggest challenge for
Female,
female founders?
mhm,
Does
or
it has to
leaders, or
mm,
leaders,
or leaders? Okay. In specific industry or just as a whole?
just as a whole.
Okay. So let me just pull up the question of the day, which is so your question of the day is what is the biggest challenge for female founders or leaders?
Mhm.
Is that your question?
Yes, I think they can say what is one of the biggest challenge.
Okay.
Only one is
So there is a lot.
there's a lot.
What is one of one of the biggest challenge? Okay, so what is one of the biggest challenges? Is it one of the big
Challenges.
challenges? Okay, what is one of the what is what is one of the biggest challenges? Okay, so the question of the day posted by Wuna is what is one of the biggest challenges for female founders or leaders? So this question of the day goes out to the next guest. And for those who are tuning in and watching Women in Web3, you can also post your answer in the chat or in the comments. So once again, thanks a lot. Thanks Wuna for sharing, bringing so much insights about the AI, about what is the future for AI. Thanks a lot. And do you have any last word for the women that's tuning in?
Thanks for having me, Candice. I think yeah, you're in a very good and very inspiration industry for women. It's really helpful. Yeah, thanks. Thank you a
Yeah,
lot. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. You are welcome and thank you. So for those who are watching Women in Web3 podcast today, we have Wuna Wang where we talk about AI, about Web3. So if you guys have any question for her, you can always put it in the chat and let us know. And once again, thanks everyone for watching and I shall see you guys in the next episode. Thank you everyone. Thanks Wuna.
Thank you, Kenneth.
Bye.